NASCAR revokes Austin Dillon's playoff berth after the controversial finish at Richmond Raceway. So, this whole deal is absolutely insane. NASCAR, in a shocking turn of events, has revoked Austin Dillon's playoff bid after his win at Richmond on Sunday. Was 32nd, now he's down to 31st after moving up and then getting slapped back. This sets a weird precedent, and now the question is, where is the line? Where is the line, ladies and gentlemen? Where? Where's the line? Honestly. Because we have seen in the past drivers getting physical with each other. Daniel Hemrick and AJ Allmendinger going at it all the way to the finish in the Xfinity Series for the championship. NASCAR stayed out of that. You have Cole Custer and John Hunter Nemechek. John Hunter Nemechek literally ran Cole Custer into the wall through the grass, going across the finish line. And then Cole Custer speared him during the celebration, and a fight ensued. And from what I've been able to try to research, nothing happened. Nothing happened to those two. And they're rightfully so. You are going for a win. You have completely and totally prioritized winning over everything. This is the result. This is the result. Now, there are other penalties handed out by NASCAR. Dylan spotter Brandon Benish suspended 3 races. Okay. I actually get that one, and I'm okay with that. There are many layers to this. And I'm okay with the spotter getting suspended for 3 races for saying wreck him. I do get it on Brandon's side. It's excitement, it's heat of the moment, but you cannot be openly encouraging wrecking on the radio. Now, what you would say is 11 on the inside, 11 on the inside, 11 on the inside, and then letting Austin make that decision. And we all know it would have came out to an identical result because in that whole instance, you are so focused you don't hear anything, not even the spotter in your ear. So I get that. I get that suspension. I understand that one. Now, the one that I am vehemently angry about, Joey Logano fined $50,000 for doing a burnout on pit road. That is weak. That is weak on NASCAR. When you go back and look at the video, he nearly hits a NASCAR official. Many family, friends, and sponsors on not just Austin Dillon's team, but several other drivers, families, friends, and sponsors that were on pit road to greet the drivers after the race. You cannot be allowing that, and giving Logano a slap on the wrist sets a whole new dangerous precedent. What happens if that official doesn't get out of the way? Or those people don't get out of the way and Joey hits him? It's a whole different ballgame. It is a whole different ballgame. All because Joey was mad for getting the chrome horn that he used on Martin Truex Jr. back in 2022 at Martinsville. That was fine. And I was fine with that then. That when it is for a win, pretty much everything's on the table. You incentivize this to happen, it happened, and now nobody knows where the line is. That is what NASCAR is set up here. It is unbelievable, unconscionable that this multi-billion-dollar industry is so convoluted, so confused that you can't. Where's the line? Where's the line at? I mean, come on now. Now, the fans on Jeff Gluck's page, as of right now, I'm going to refresh it, see what happens, if it's changed at all. The fans are actually very much in favor of the ruling from NASCAR, which I find quite surprising. Because, again, this moment, the moment that happened on Sunday night, will go down in NASCAR history. It will be played to the end of time for promos. Everything. And yet, NASCAR goes sideways. You got JoJo, I voted no because it wasn't enough. What do you mean? The incentive is to win the race by any means necessary. And did I like the hook into the wall? No. But at short tracks, there's a lot more leniency on that because the speeds are not as high. I would say about 130 is the magic number. But, you know. Oh, and NASCAR 24/7. A video game move should stay in video games. I don't think he was saying that when Ross Chastain did his video game move. But, you know. Now, Bob Pockrass, who I absolutely adore, think he is absolutely incredible. And I completely lost his remarks here, as I forgot to put in my earbuds so I can listen along. Maybe. One. And I got no audio. Great. So, Bob Pockrass, he had his piece on it, which I will bring up in just one moment, assuming that this works. There he is.
In the Cup Series playoffs. Yes, he gets to keep the win at Richmond, but NASCAR has revoked the ability for him to use that win for an automatic playoff berth. Usually you win and you're in, right? Richard Childress said, hey, we're in the playoffs. That's all that, pretty much all that matters. Well, NASCAR said it isn't all that matters, that if you wreck a driver and then wreck another driver on the way to the finish, like you did at Joey Logano and Denny Hamlin, that you're not going to be able to make the playoffs. You get to keep the win, but you don't make the playoffs. And, you could say, did the contact with Denny, was it totally intentional? Was he just hammering the throttle to get to the finish line? Even if you did, I'd say that it still created some egregious contact. And this was a decision that NASCAR could have made Sunday night, but instead they felt like they wanted to get it right. And so they wanted to look at the data and look at the data and look at the data. And I guess look at more data, because it took them 3 days to make this decision, way too long. As I said, they could have made it Sunday night, and that's kind of why I thought they were going to let this stand, because they didn't make a decision Sunday night.
So, a lot of people make fun of the FIA because they take forever to make decisions. It is Wednesday. This race happened Sunday. And it took them that long to figure this out. And, in my opinion, get it wrong on top of all of that. Come on now, man. Come on. And again, this where is the line? There is no longer a definitive line of where to what, like, what's right, what's wrong. And here's Elton Sawyer making the decision on the
Yeah, Elton, did you consider stripping the win from Austin Dillon? And if so, why not?
At the moment, we did. And as we look through the rule book, there's not really a mechanism in the rule book that gives us that option. That's something we can look at in the future. But just based off, our rule book language and using that to guide us in making this decision, that's how we arrived where we did.
Yeah, Elton, did you consider?
Now, I believe Cochras also put up the part of the rule book that somebody put up a part of the rule book. Yep, here it is. Here it is. We'll make that a little bit bigger. So I believe it is 13. It's this part. Oh. So it's part B, I believe. Race finishes must be unencumbered by violations of the NASCAR rules or other actions detrimental to stock car, auto racing, or NASCAR, as determined in the sole discretion of NASCAR. That is the rule that they are using. And I don't see how this was detrimental to the sport. Because again, they are going to be using that turns 3 and 4 and coming to the stripe. They're going to be using that footage over and over again for promos until the end of time. And yet, it is detrimental to the sport. Bull. We both know it is bull. It was a great, incredible moment in NASCAR. And NASCAR is going to disincentivize that. And now we don't know where the line is of what is detrimental or what is acceptable on racing hard to the finish. But, So here's the bubble now. We got Truex Jr. 78 points above the cut line. He's safe, barring absolute catastrophe. You have then Ty Gibbs is 18 points to the good. Bubba is 3 points to the good, and then Buescher and Chastain are tied at the cutoff line. Buescher having the best finish, I believe, is that particular tiebreaker. So it really makes you question, like, how, like, again, where's the line? We've seen throughout history of NASCAR was built on this kind of stuff. Cale Yarborough and Donnie Allison, 1979 Daytona 500. We all saw that footage. We all watched it. We all enjoy it. And you know what they're going to be using in the promo footage for the Daytona 500 next year? You know what they're going to be using for Richmond, for going into Richmond next year? You know what footage they're going to use in? What we saw on Sunday night. So to say that this is actions detrimental to the sport is laughable. It is laughable. So hopefully NASCAR gets a little bit smarter on this kind of stuff and doesn't do and decides to not punish drivers doing hard, fast racing and doing whatever it takes to win. Because now, like I said, the line is now obscured. We do not know where that line is anymore. Mike Hilton, have at it, boys. They have at it. So it's disappointing, and hopefully when they take this to appeal, it gets overturned, but it never does, because the appeal goes directly back to NASCAR, and I think that's how the process goes. But yeah, it's a very sad and unfortunate decision NASCAR has come to, and now we have to ask, where is the line? I'm Dillon Hildreth. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we will see you next time.